Hello everyone, and welcome back. In our last video, we spoke about giving every rand a job. We talked about how money without a purpose has a habit of disappearing without us even noticing. Today, we're taking the next step. Before we can create a money plan, before we think about saving, investing, or building wealth, we need to do something much more important. We need to be honest with ourselves about where we are today. Imagine getting into your car and asking your GPS to take you somewhere without telling it where you're starting from. It can't. Before any journey begins, you first need to know your starting point. Your financial journey is no different. Today isn't about making changes. It's not about cutting expenses. It's not about feeling guilty. Today is simply about understanding your financial reality, because you can't improve what you don't understand. I'd like to share something that happened to me. For years, I thought I was reasonably responsible with money. I wasn't driving a luxury car. I wasn't buying designer clothes. I wasn't living an extravagant lifestyle. From the outside, I probably looked like someone who had his finances together. Then one day, a colleague said something that completely caught me off guard. She said, "I know you've got money. You're just the type who doesn't show it." I laughed it off at the time, but later that day, I kept thinking about those words. Because the truth was, I didn't have the financial security she thought I had. In fact, I didn't even have savings if my car had broken down, if I had a medical emergency, if something unexpected had happened. I honestly didn't know how I would have dealt with it. That wasn't a nice feeling, not because of what my colleague thought, but because I knew the truth. That comment forced me to ask myself a question I had never really asked before. If I look like someone who's financially secure, why don't I actually feel financially secure? That question changed everything. It was the moment I decided to stop assuming I knew where my money was going and actually find out. So I sat down and opened my bank statements. I expected to find one or two big expenses that explained everything. Instead, I found something very different. There wasn't one big problem. There were hundreds of little ones. Coffee takeaways, online shopping, subscriptions I'd completely forgotten about, convenience purchases. None of them seemed expensive on their own, but together, they were costing me thousands every month. That was the day I stopped asking, "Why don't I have money?" and started asking, "Where is my money actually going?" Those are two completely different questions. One blames circumstances. The other looks for understanding. One of the most honest documents you'll ever read isn't your payslip. It's your bank statement. Your bank statement doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't care about what you meant to do. It simply records what happened. Sometimes we think we're saving. Sometimes we think we're spending wisely. But our bank statements often tell a different story. And that's okay, because we're not looking for perfection. Imagine filling a bucket with water. If someone pours half the bucket onto the ground, you'll notice immediately. But if the bucket has 20 tiny holes, you might not notice anything at first. Little by little, drop by drop, the bucket slowly empties. Money works exactly the same way. Most people don't get into financial difficulty because of one massive purchase. It's the little things: a coffee here, a takeaway there, an online special, a subscription that's only a small amount each month. Individually, they don't seem important. Collectively, they can make the difference between having savings and living from payday to payday. I want to make something very clear. This exercise isn't about making you feel guilty. It's not about telling you that buying coffee is wrong, or that you should never enjoy your money. That's not what this channel is about. This is about awareness. Because once you become aware, you can make intentional decisions. And intentional decisions are what change your financial future. So here's what I'd like you to do. Before our next video, open your banking app or download your latest bank statement. Go through every single transaction from the past month. Highlight them. Group them into categories: food, transport, shopping, entertainment, subscriptions, household, medical. Whatever categories make sense for your life. Don't change anything yet. Don't create a budget. Don't promise yourself you'll stop spending. Just observe. Your only goal this week is to understand your own financial story. Because next time, we'll use everything you've discovered to build a simple money system that works for you. If today's video has taught you anything, I hope it's this. You don't have to be bad with money to lose control of it. Sometimes, all it takes is never taking the time to look. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed to the channel and joined me for the next step in the journey. And remember, you can't change what you don't understand.